continue our struggle in this moment, we also need to look to our future and to make change in BC's education landscape. Once we have that deal, and we will get that deal, we need to harness the engagement that has been built up amongst the membership and focus it into a new direction. First up are the municipal elections in November. Thank you all to local election contacts who are here this week, because you've got a busy few months ahead. This is important work. Right across this province, teachers need to take an active role in electing school board trustees who will advocate for public education and not government quarantine members. We need to push candidates to find out where they stand on issues like underfunding, bad faith bargaining, unconstitutional laws, and contract stripping. We need to support incumbent trustees and candidates who have or will speak out for adequate funding. British Columbians need more school trustees like Vancouver's Patty Backus, who will be here tomorrow and who are unafraid of challenges. BC's education system doesn't need more trustees content to implement the government cuts, but bold enough to say no and risk their own jobs, like the trustees in the College and Valley. Yeah. And we know that the BCSTA is at the table with government. This year, school trustees will be elected to a 4-year term. More than ever, BC students, teachers, and parents need people in those leadership roles who will actually put education first and not the directives of Christy Clark's government. In the months ahead, we'll also be back in court defending our rights once again under Canada's Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Following our historic court victory earlier this year, the government chose to appeal. They had a choice to actually say, enough is enough. Let's put the money in the system. Let's work to get the support students need. Make it all happening in September. But they again chose the courts. The appeal will be heard in October, and we'll continue to push for justice. Our court win was a victory for teachers, for our students, and for workers all across Canada. Justice Griffin's decision for the second time said to this government, you cannot rip up collective agreements. You cannot violate people's rights. All Canadians owe you, BCTF members, a debt of gratitude, because as Justice Griffin said in her judgment, any student of history or human nature recognizes that a natural tendency and desire of any political force is to attempt to consolidate and gather more power and seek to diminish any restraint on that power. The democratic system has institutional checks to counter that tendency and to safeguard against tyranny. In Canada, as one of those institutional checks, Parliament, in its wisdom, enacted the Charter as the supreme law of this country and a safeguard of certain rights and freedoms seen by Canadians as fundamental to Canadian democratic values. We couldn't say it better ourselves. Our fight in the courts is about preserving democratic rights for all Canadians and our rights to free and fair collective bargaining. Be proud of what we have achieved and know that we stand with many unions across Canada who are with us. Many workers have faced tough struggles and persevered because of solidarity and collective action. Remember to look around your community and support other workers who are on strike or locked out as well. Be part of the larger movement. In Abbotsford, uniform members at Cascade, an aerospace plant, just ratified an agreement after being out for 11 weeks. Their resolve and solidarity beat back the concessions the company was trying to get. At IKEA in Richmond, workers have been locked out for well over a year, but they continue to stand strong against unfair tactics by their employers. In Ontario, teachers are gearing up to take on another government who would rather make cuts than invest in education. They've been inspired by our actions here, and they've donated over $1 million to And I again talked to Paul Elliott, who's the president of the Secondary Teachers in Ontario, a couple of days ago, and he phoned just to, ask how we're doing and just to let us know that any more support that we need from them, they'll be there for us. As we continue today and tomorrow with our summer conference, and I know some of you have already been here for a number of days doing a variety of workshops, I know that bargaining also is front and center in many of those discussions. And I know that we evolved in our workshops on other important issues that we deal with every day as teachers, in our classrooms, in our schools, in our communities, in our society. Professional development, health and safety, social justice, professional autonomy, issues in Aboriginal education, issues for our teachers teaching and culinary members, and so on. I hope these discussions that you've been involved in and will continue in the next couple of days are rich and educational, and I hope that I can be part of them. Fit them in. But I tell you, the biggest hope right now is that I have to rush to the airport. With the rest of our bargaining team. Get on that plane and head back to Vancouver because the government has finally agreed to let mediation go ahead. So again, I just want to thank you. Thank you for being here in Kamloops. Thank you for taking a pause. Thank you for volunteering your time for our union and for your colleagues. It is truly appreciated. Have a great last 2 days. Thank you.